Hi, my name's Dillon. I'm a co-founder of a few companies and a chronic overthinker. Um, I'm used to working in a chaotic world, being born with things like ADHD, a few other learning disabilities. Um, I have developed anxiety over time, jumping into more chaos. But this is what I love to do, right? And so I found myself needing to find a better way to operate, and eventually found Jake Bernstein. So before working with Jake, really just overwhelmed 24/7, to the degree falling asleep felt almost impossible. Like 45 minutes of a routine just to get relaxed enough to even attempt to go to bed. Um, Most situations that were minuscule in reality felt like galaxies in terms of their weight. And that kept me from stopping. This is something Jake and I have talked about quite a lot, which is productivity is no longer my limiting factor. It's myself. So in terms of continuing to grow, continuing to evolve, accomplishing more, scaling my impact, it's now internal issues that are the next bottleneck for me to unlock. And that's why I set out to work with Jake. So luckily, I was able to work with Jake and learn quite a bit. A lot of what we really dove deep into were things like routines, were things like perspective shifting, which for me was a big deal because my perspective was the issue, right? I would have this small issue that my perspective would say, no, it's this other massive, weighty thing. In reality, that wasn't the case. And so I think being able to understand how to gain perspective, how to deregulate the nervous system, as an example, is really helpful. Even something as small as just knowing when I wake up in the morning and I'm anxious, knowing that, okay, well, my cortisol is just high in the morning. And this is something that Jake taught me, where it's just like, remind yourself, okay, I'm laying in bed, I feel anxious. You know what? Say to myself, hey, cortisol's high. Let's not worry about it as much. It's probably not really the thing we think it is. And let's just get moving. And nine times out of 10, it's gone, right? Which is fantastic. So, um, Jake has been a huge positive impact in helping me scale myself to the next level, helping me overcome a lot of these overthinking issues, anxiety, so on and so forth. And for anybody who's wanting to do those things, who are at that point of they keep running up against a brick wall, right? You read book after book, you take productivity course after productivity course, you take on the latest software to make yourself 10 times better, and it doesn't seem to work. Most likely that's an internal thing, especially if you struggle with things like overthinking. There's a better path there. And so for anybody in that area, I would highly recommend working with Jake in any way, shape, or form.